Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today it's time for some thrift flips. I love thrifting and flipping, you know that. I will transform an old suitcase and I will also restore a vintage ornate frame and I will make a painting to go with it. But before we get started, I quickly want to mention that this video is part of collaboration LAST THING THRIFTED, and the participants are Shabby Meets Bling, Up All Night DIY, Jody at Southern Seasons, Crafting with Indiana Jones, OK at Home DIY, and myself at MarikaCreations. I will leave links down in my description box to the channels. So much talent, and of course we have a playlist, so that link is down below as well. So let's get started. For my first flip today, I will do a suitcase makeover, and this is the suitcase. I have redone it a little bit already, years and years and years ago. But this time I will do it properly, and I will put legs on it as well. These, I have 4 of them. I will start by removing everything I can that doesn't serve a purpose anymore. And this suitcase actually was my mother's. It has been sitting in her basement when I was growing up, full of things. So now it's mine, and I will make it beautiful. Sanding it off. First I will make the lid a little bit more sturdy because it's quite flexible, a little bit wobbly. So I will use these scrap pieces of wood strips and cut them to size to make sort of a square pattern like this to support the lid. I have cut them to size, and now hubby and me are putting them together. I'm holding them and he is attaching them with tiny screws. I have marked out on the lid where to make pilot holes, and hubby is doing the pilot holes here, putting my framework into place. I'm holding it and he is attaching the grid with some tiny screws. They will not show later on, you will see. And for the legs, we have made some support on the bottom. The legs will go in those holes there and be tightened with the screw nut. And on top of that, I will cover it later on with MDF, as I'm doing here on the lid. Perfect fit. And this one will go right here, but not just yet. I have attached the MDF with some staples all the way around, so it's nice and tight. And now I will put some textured wallpaper on top of that MDF sheet to get a very nice finish. Put on a lot of glue, spread it out, and then press my wallpaper into place and let it sit to dry for a bit. Now I have begun embellishing my suitcase with some air dry clay, and here I'm just rolling out a large piece, making some nice texture with the silicone mold. Cut it to size and it will go on top like that, like I already done one piece that will mimic those leather belts that you wrap around old suitcases. I'm cutting pieces to size, and then I will put on some glue and just gently press them into place. And then I will take some water on a paintbrush and just smooth out the edges. And here I am with some flowers with air dry clay, and then I put on a little bit here and there, but especially on the screw heads to cover them up. And more texture. I have some stencils here that I will put in place a little bit here and there with some spackle. It will be a very whimsical suitcase. I'm going for romantic, shabby chic, French country. And here I am spraying the hardware. It doesn't matter if it goes all the way around the hardware because I will paint it. Now it's the next day, everything has dried. One of the straps there did crack a little bit. I have mended it with some spackle, and now it's time to paint, and I'm using my light grayish color. Fancy that. It's my go-to color and it's perfect. Not a stark white, more a soft gray with warm undertones. And I'm putting on just the one coat because then I will play with colors as I like to do. I'm using acrylics here, and now I'm putting on some black acrylic that I have diluted in some water to make it easy to apply, to get into all the nooks and crannies and wipe off the excess. I want to create some dimension here, get that texture to pop. So I'm working my way across the suitcase. And once that has dried, it's time for my colors. And I'm using plenty of pastels this time. I'm using blue, green, pink, and my grayish color, my medium grayish color. Here's some yellow as well. Just dabbing around with the paintbrush and blending with a bigger brush. First layer is not that good, normally not. Just let it dry, speed it up with my hair dryer, and continue layering until I'm happy with the result. I will play with some gold acrylic as well. And here I have started to dry brush my piece with some white and some gold and even some black in places. And here I'm putting on some extra colors, some brown, some black, some green, and some more gold on the hardware. Create dimension and give them that vintage look that I'm after. More texture to my piece. Here I'm going again with my stencils, but this time I am dabbing on some gold acrylic. Now I will work on the legs. I have sanded them off so I can paint them, because I will paint them with my light grayish color, and I had to apply 3 coats to get a really good coverage. And here I am painting the bottom of the suitcase. It will not show, but I want a nice finish all over the piece. So blending colors, putting on some more texture with stencils. Here I am covering the whole piece on the outside with my varnish with a satin finish to protect my colors. And now it's time for the inside. And it's time to put on some paint on my textured wallpaper, and I have just neutrals here, some beige, some grayish, some white, because I will have this fabric in the suitcase, so I will try to match that. Dabbing around, blending with my big paintbrush. And here I'm mixing in some gold as well. I have started to dry brush the piece with black, with white, with gold. I have attached the legs, looking good, and they are attached like this on the inside with screw nuts and discs, and I have those pieces of wood in the center as well to have my MDF board nice and steady. I've made pilot holes already in my MDF sheet, and now I'm touching it with some small screws. And this is the fabric that I will use. On the bottom of the suitcase it will be this neutral checkered pattern, and on the sides I will have just a beige. So I am sewing everything together here. First I will put in a felt fabric just to have something soft there, and then my newly made fabric here, and I'm just stapling it into place like you see me do here. And now I will cover the staples with some lace ribbon, just hot gluing it into place. And I will put the same lace on the lid all the way around the wallpaper to get a very nice finish. I will cut the pieces in an angle at every corner, not to get lumpy corners. And here I'm about to attach this vintage mirror in the center. So I've marked out the center, and I'm just putting some hot glue on the frame on the back and just press it into place. I have put chains on each side of the lid to support the lid, but I don't like the chains, it's too cold, too rough for me, so I will cover them up with some lace ribbon, as you see me do here. Just wrap it around, gluing it together with some hot glue. Et voila! Here it is, sitting in my bedroom at the moment. I think it turned out beautiful. What do you think? This is the outside, whimsical, romantic, shabby chic, maybe a bit chaotic, but full of life and beautiful. To me, it's super beautiful. Love the colors, the pastels. And I painted the handle just with the light grayish to match the legs. And on the inside, this is how I have styled it. Mirror, some books, lavender, what have you. If you're new to my channel, hi! I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting. Anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and let me inspire you. Next flip I will restore a frame and make a painting. This is the frame. Isn't it gorgeous? Very old, ornate, just the way I like it. But look at that, it is broken and eaten all over the piece. So I got it for cheap, for €5. I can't have it in this wood color for sure. You will see, I will paint it. And I've cut out an MDF piece to fit that frame that I will paint something to match the mood of that frame. First I start out here with some wood glue, try to connect that piece again, clamp it together, and then I will take some spackle and a paintbrush and push in that spackle in all the holes where the woodworms have been. And as soon as I am done, I will set it aside to dry overnight. And here I am next day, sanding off my frame to get it nice and smooth and ready for painting, which will be the next step. Here I'm going in with some brown, some black, some green to get that moody color scheme on my frame. I didn't go in with a base coat this time, I just went in with the moody colors. And I will work in layers here. It looks very dark at the moment, but bear with me. It will look beautiful in the end. So I'm drying it in between the layers, continue until I'm happy with the result. And then once done, I go in with a big paintbrush and some gold acrylic, starting to dry brush my piece. A little by little, not too heavy at one time, but it will be a lot of gold here, but a little at the time, looking beautiful. And once that has dried, I go in with my satin finished varnish and cover the whole piece with one coat. Now back to my MDF piece. It's time to paint something, and first thing I do is to go in with a base coat of my light grayish color. And then it's time to play with colors again, and this time I'm going in with black, beige, grayish, light and medium, and some white and even some yellow. Try to create a landscape here with some trees and some water. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I am trying to loosen up with my paintings, try to not go into details too much, like that hazy look, and it's a more vintage feel to that hazy looking paintings as well, I think. So it will fit perfectly in my frame. So I'm working with acrylics here, blending, putting in colors. If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing, maybe share with a friend and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. My aim is to upload 1 video per week. Last thing I do is to cover the whole piece with my varnish with the satin finish, just a 1 coat to protect the colors. And then I will just put it in the frame, and voila! Here it sits in my living area. Turned out beautiful, I think. I love that frame. Looks beautiful. So tell me, what do you think of my flips today? Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you are inspired and you want more inspiration straight away, head on over to my description box and hit that link to the playlist of this collaboration. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.